So turning to you now, Guy Franklin, Israeli Mapped in New York Ventures. Let's hear what you've got to tell us.
Yeah, so first, thank you for organizing such an amazing conference. I'm happy to be here. So I will say about Israel. So I'm originally from Israel. I live in New York for the last 11 years. I relocated as part of the growth of the Israeli tech ecosystem from Israel to New York. So in general, as Shlomi mentioned, and I will continue to touch points where he left. So there are 8,000 startups in Israel. As you know, Israel is a startup nation. The strengths are mainly in cybersecurity, climate tech, fintech, energy, and I would say that it relates to this conference in security, specific in maritime and energy, and also to corporates. And the main strengths of Israel as a startup nation, I think there are so many startups because three main things. Some of them Kathy touched, and also in a minute I will touch the things that Shelley mentioned with regards to women entrepreneurship. So first is collaboration between academy, industry, and government. That started back in, I think, around 95 with the first program that the government of Israel launched. Then tax incentives and access to venture capital. And the third one, which is, I think, the most important one, is culture of innovation and risk-taking. In Israel, it's, some entrepreneurs are very proud that they failed once, they try to do it again and again, and there are some of the most successful Israeli entrepreneurs. If you ask them, they have 2 or 3 failure stories in their background, but they never give up, and they continue and build their own company, their new company. Another thing that I think very relevant to all the panel that we're here today is public-private partnerships. And I think this also gives fuel to the entrepreneurship world. I give one example. I was, before what I'm doing now, I was a CEO of SOSA New York, which won a very big tender of the city of New York to run the official global cyber center of the city. And this was a public-private partnership, so the city understand that they don't know everything, and they wanted to partner with a private entity that will run the official global cyber center of the city, and that was an amazing partnership because we brought our expertise, but together with the public money and connections, we built something that helped the entrepreneurship and actually building the tech ecosystem in cybersecurity in New York City. I would just mention one fun fact, that around 4 years ago, there were only like 2 Israeli cybersecurity in New York City, and now there are around 50 Israeli cybersecurity startups only in New York City. That's only one vertical that Israel is very strong. Another thing is the R&D. Israel spending on R&D is crucial, I think. One of the most, I think, important things for the success of the Israeli tech ecosystem. Usually the R&D is in Israel, and sales, marketing, business development is outside the Israel. And I can talk a lot about the Israel tech ecosystem. I will just mention that Israeli startups from day one look on the global market. Israel is a small market like Cyprus and Greece. And the #1 location outside of Israel is the US. And in the US, in the recent years, it's New York and not San Francisco. And in New York, and that's, by the way, what I'm doing now, Israeli Mapped in New York, it's a platform I built in the past. While I was an accountant in EY, just to support the community, it's mapping the Israeli startups in New York. And 6 months ago, we celebrated 400 Israeli startups only in Manhattan, which is a huge number. It was a big party with a DJ even. And outside of the 400, 10% are Israeli founders, women founders that live here in New York, 40 entrepreneurs. Of course, we would like to have more, but I think it's only in New York, 40 founders of startups. It's a good number. And with that, I will finish. I can speak more about the Israeli ecosystem, but I think the roots of the Israeli startups in the 3 things that I mentioned, the entrepreneurial spirit, government, and venture capital that support in Israel when you just build your company before they reach out to US-based VCs, and the incentives from the government. Thank you.
Thank you very much.